Some of us say that, oh, this loudspeaker that we have gotten, it will not do us good. I have DJs in Nigeria who use my speakers. I have people outside Nigeria who use my speakers, UK, Ghana, all over. You understand? And so I began to experiment. What do I mean by experiment? The best way to experiment is to copy. Do you understand? And so what did I do? I went and I began to read manuals. I began to read specifications. And that's where audio engineers in Nigeria need to think again. I remember there was a time I was building loudspeakers, and a certain big brother in Nigeria came to me and said, which specifications am I using? Which who is vetting the things that I do? And then the question I asked him was, who is vetting those things to bring into Alaba? Because all these things come around us to make us scared. At the moment fear comes in, you cannot effect change anywhere. And so I started understanding how to get the finest components and put them together. Do you understand? I opened manuals. I had chunks of manuals in my house. I would open JBL. I would open, there was a product that was very common then, PV. And then we had Wolfdale. Then we had HH. I would get all their manuals together and I would just look at them and say to myself, why don't I combine all these diagrams together to form one? Because that's what we call hybrid. And I believe that it will work. And so one day, I just decided I was going to cut wood. And I cut wood, copied, made sure that I was cutting to precision. Even those days, I would use jigsaw to cut my hand. But it didn't stop me from working. And so after I finished coupling a certain speaker I was satisfied to my satisfaction. I decided to push it out and say, okay, it's time to use it for rentals. And so some certain guy comes to me and said, oh, we want to do a Zenith Bank event. What kind of speakers do you have? I said, I have megawatt audio. And he was like, which one is megawatt audio? Don't you have electro voice? I said, if it is not megawatt audio, then it's not me you want. And so he said, okay, as long as the sound will be fine. I said, fine. I was bold enough to tell him my sound was going to be fine. And so we took it up there, and then what did we do? We set it up. And then when you're setting up, make sure that you're matching everything you do together. And that's where the part of